How often do we go through life want to be understood, accepted, part of something, hoping for the world to approve us? Um, but it starts with us. To be truly seen starts with us seeing ourselves and fully accepting ourselves. And I start with this intro because last night I was walking pretty late and I was reflecting on the fact that it took me some hours yesterday to upload everything and post everything. And I was like, I was just observing if it was perfectionism that took over because lately I noticed like, oh, I am taking more time than in the beginning. In the beginning, it was I create a video and I just post it. And for people that don't understand the context, I have committed myself to show up on YouTube every day since the beginning of this year. And so today it's day 22. And to accomplish that, I made it very simple. It's like, okay, no scripts, no edits, just me, the camera, and I hit play, and then I upload it straight. And in the beginning, I didn't have even thumbnails. But later on, I was like, I do want to add thumbnails and I do want to sit down for my description. And I started to make some edits, mostly to just add more color. For example, yesterday I was talking about the fashion course that I do and one of my hobbies, and I wanted to show people what I have created and what I'm referring to when I talk about things. But yeah, once you start doing that, it will take more time. But I was really just observing, like, okay, is this perfectionism? What is this? And then it's like, no, I just wanted to make it more colorful. And it's not something that I want to adhere moving forward. It's still going to be basic, as basic as possible, so that it becomes as easy as possible for me to just show up every day. Anyway, what I did see, because I asked myself that open question, and I do that often, I often just check myself to check where I'm at, to check my motives, to check everything. And as I had that walk, I saw something. And what I saw was, it wasn't perfectionism that was the reason why I've been spending more time lately on YouTube. Is because I've started to look at my own episodes. And I didn't do that in the beginning. I just posted it. And this is very interesting what I'm going to share now. I started to look at my post, my episodes, not with a critical eye, not with, oh, I should have said this, or, oh, I'm repeating myself, or, oh, I used the wrong word because English is not my native language. No, it wasn't out of criticism. It wasn't about anything like that. I was looking at myself with the most loving eyes. I saw the aliveness in me. I felt the joy of playing because I started this whole process with not just the intention of showing up every day, but the intention of creating art every day and using my expression as the art form. And what I noticed is that, life itself is my art piece. So I talk about daily stuff, day-to-day stuff, because I feel like, well, that's the art piece that I'm focused on. And what I notice is that spirit in me, it's just magnetic. And to allow myself, without having to do that as a task, but you just feel how I allow myself to express without the need to criticize, without the need to have that little voice being loud in my head saying, oh, you didn't do that right, or oh, you should have done this, oh, you're repeating yourself. Just none of that was so beautiful to witness. Like, oh, this is why I've been spending more time on YouTube, because um I am just loving on me, just loving on me taking that stage, just loving on me, just showing my light, showing that energy. And it's the most magnetic thing ever. And that's why I say, like, people can only really truly meet you and see you. There is a quote that says the opposite, like they can only meet and see themselves as far as they have met themselves. But even though I see that and I believe that too, I also believe that if you can really truly see your own magnificence, your own beauty, your own adventurous spirit, your own flaws, and just embrace it all. That actually is also a beautiful reflection for others to do it too, because the opposite is just as right. It's also truth, you know. And I really felt I wanted to talk about that today because I feel that this whole journey, which has been years in the coming, like I started having this desire of doing something with YouTube years ago, and I wasn't ready. You know, like the first time I really stepped into, okay, I'm gonna create something. I created something, but then I never posted it. And then the year later, okay, I had like 11 episodes, but I didn't continue. So even though it seems effortless now, I can tell you many years went by for me to be where I am, where I can truly say, Ash, this is this is it. I'm ready. I'm ready to really show up in the most authentic way possible. And you know, I see a lot of, because we are in the creative world, and I really see a lot of times where, you know, creators are seen, people see them as influencers, people that love attention, people that copy paste each other, etc., etc. Not often are they truly authentic and truly who they really are. Um, they are very much, you know, same, but different, you know? And I was talking with someone about that the other day. It was actually my art teacher, my fashion design teacher. She said, like, yeah, what I noticed is that I would see like a clip of people doing this Costco run, and then next thing I know it, the other person is doing it too, and it's the same thing, same sketch, but a different person. And I'm like, yeah, this is exactly why we need more people like you, showing yourself, because she is very authentic and she really does it her own way. And you know, I'm not saying that one is bad and the other one is good, but I myself started that way. You know, when I was a kid, I went to school. I didn't know who I was. I just started to dress like the girls around me because I didn't really know what my style was yet, you know. I grew out of it. But to grow out of that takes courage, and it takes experiments and all of that. And not everybody wants that, you know. You know, you see it in a lot of areas. You see it also in the coaching business, where a lot of coaches, they're very similar. They kind of have their own voice, but they kind of don't, you know. They do a lot of the same kind of offerings, and there's not a lot of uniqueness in it. Even the photo shoots, they're usually very same. And with photo shoots, I mean like their promotional work, you know. And it's just something that I observe, and I know it. So there's no judgment. But I do want to be that invite where I'm like, hey guys, how amazing is it to play on the other side? And the other side is to build that inner authority where people can misunderstand you, where you are different, where you walk a different path. But you know what? We're made so unique and different by design, not to just blend in, you know, like me, there are probably people that are comfortable that way. I think we all kind of are. But for me, that just never was an option. I really just always wanted to see me. And you know, the other day I also saw these videos of people, because that's also a trend now, where they're sharing how in a short time frame, like maybe 3 or 5 years time, their entire life changed upside down. You know, like from heartbreak to you know, having a whole family and business and etc. And it can really go fast. And then it's like, why don't I have that? You know, it's so easy to think that, guys. But we all have different needs. We all have different desires. We all have a different plan. And for me personally, I'm like, I know what my goal is. Um, and it's very ambitious. And it's a soul mission. It's not just oh, I want to have you know, a cute car or something. Um, no, the goal is I really want to be aligned with my spirit. So all those years, I've done a lot in the background to be that close to my spirit, and then to witness myself on the camera and just not even noticing that the time is passing by, and I'm just looking video after video in awe of myself, where I'm like, oh my God, that's her. Like, that's me. That's that spirit that I always wanted to welcome, but I was too afraid to show, too afraid of what people may think, too afraid it wasn't perfect. I love the fact that I make mistakes. I love the fact that I'm doing this unscripted, that I don't know exactly what's going to follow next, because I'm not doing it from here. I'm doing it from my entire body. I'm doing it from my heart, you know? It's something that is felt. It's not something that needs to be performative. And it's so weird, guys, but to truly be you takes skill. To truly be you takes a lot of audacity. It takes a lot of shedding. And yeah, so there I was walking last night, and I'm like, wow, it's so easy to judge things as perfection because you spend a certain time on things. But what I actually was doing was being this proud mom, standing on the sidelines and watching my child shine. And I really get emotional because I felt it. So this is what I feel when I look at my son. But this time I was looking at myself because I know how much it took to be here. And whatever dreams and desires I have, I already feel that it's accomplished because I've never been this close to my spirit. And that's my destiny, you know? I always said that heaven is a place on earth. It's not something out there. It's not something that you receive when you it's not something that you receive when you die and was a good person. I really believe we get to experience that here and now. And you know, when maybe this is another topic, but I really felt that too yesterday. It's so easy to rush with the mind to be like, okay, but what about tomorrow? What am I gonna talk about tomorrow? Or what about this and what about that? And maybe I should focus more on other things instead of just the creation, because it does take time. And then I'm like, I'm enjoying this so much. I love this energy so much. I choose to go back in the here and now. I choose to be moved by that energy. And I know with that energy, and that's the trust that I continuously build, the rest follows. And this is the energy I want to create my foundation on. And the foundation is already there. I want to build on that. You know, a lot of people build beautiful, big things. Again, I was one of them. I'm talking from experience. And it all had to collapse because the foundation wasn't based on who I truly am. And nothing went wrong. It was just part of the design. But I definitely had to rebuild that foundation first. And anyway, I think the main point that I want to make is that I bring myself back whenever the mind wants to rush. And that's why I observe myself. It's like I want to stay intentional. I want to stay attuned to me and not let noise or my own inner, impatience make me want to rush things or start looking at gaps out of fear, because we are also still human. We have that monkey mind. And what I notice is, no, I continuously go back to that here and now feeling and let myself be drenched with that joy of living so closely in spirit. And I'm sharing this open-heartedly with you guys because I'm living it, and it's a concept that is sometimes hard to describe. But heaven is in me, and I really believe that everything I touch turns into gold. And that, like I'm constantly creating that bridge back to, that world where I believe I belong. And I'm not saying that there are no problems or things happening but it doesn't have the front show anymore. It doesn't have like the grip in my life anymore. I just know how to deal with that, I know how to live life. And yeah, it's a magical thing. For a long time, I've been looking for my purpose. And now I can say, yeah, I know my purpose. And that purpose is not just to embody my spirit and to live in that heaven state, but it's to also be that bridge for others so that they come on that side too. And that's how I want to make the world better, you know? And me documenting this and just broadcasting this, that is part of that. That's a huge part of that, you know? Um, even already energetically, I know that I make you feel that. And because I'm living it, I already know that it helps others that want that same thing, that have that same need in life to know that it exists, that is real, and yeah, it takes for us to show our light unapologetically, imperfectly, and that's exactly what we want, right? To be loved exactly as we are, as unique as we are. I once heard this story about, you have these zebras and they're black and white, and how that's what the lady said to me. I had this third eye that was colorful, full with rainbow colors. So I tried to fit into that world where everybody was a zebra, very black and white, doing the same thing, having the same kind of goals, and um, but I never fitted in because I was so colorful. And I had to break it all down. And in those years, you think, what's going wrong? Like, why is this happening to me? Or like sometimes it was by force, by myself, I mean, and sometimes it was by force. And but now looking back, like, no, this was all, it was all the plan. It was all the plan. I'm so grateful that it all happened. And every time what I was really doing, I was choosing me. I was choosing my spirit. I was choosing truth, and let go of illusions. I was choosing truth over comfort. I was choosing truth over the familiarity and safety. And now I can say I really feel safe, and not just with me. I feel safe with life, and life is still asking me to trust. And I'm actually, like I said before, I'm building that trust, trusting the things that you don't see but you feel so deeply, you know. And why do I feel deeply? Because I feel that joy, I feel that aliveness. I'm like, yeah, this is it. That feeling is everything. And for that to be everything, I know that the rest will show up, the rest will be built, with that magical feeling. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you tomorrow.